So we are here again with Dr. Angela Gorell, and we're blessed to be here for a follow-up conversation on their presentation last month. Dr. Gorell, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
I'm wondering if, to start off this chat, if you can share briefly for the folks just now tuning in about how online interactions can actually be a good experience for our young people. It's not necessarily the word on the street about social media or online gaming, but can you share a bit about what the research says along these lines?
Yes, absolutely. Social media, I like to talk about social media platforms as digital spaces. And so, just like young people have physical spaces in their lives that help them to feel more connected to each other, help them to collaborate, have fun together, express themselves, all of that happens in physical spaces can happen in digital spaces. While they're gaming, when they're talking to each other in social media spaces, whether it's privately messaging one another or creating a profile or creating a video and sharing it. Social media spaces can be really positive experiences for young people because they help them to collaborate with each other, to connect with each other. Young people, they reported this themselves. So this is not us guessing. This is young people tell us in research studies that being online helps them to feel supported by their friends and their family members when they talk with them, when they share things. People, sometimes with people that they have never met in person, sometimes with people that they know in person, they're like, I share something and I feel supported and I feel heard. Also, social media spaces are often places where young people create and share those ideas, whether it's videos for YouTube or TikTok, challenges that they're participating in. Social media can be a great way for young people to create and be creative and imaginative. And then along with that, there are spaces where youth learn how to express themselves, express what they think, what they believe, what they desire, what their vision of a good life is. And these are important elements of adolescent development, of growing up. We have to learn how to talk about what I think, what I want, what I believe in meaningful ways and with other people. And social media does all of those things for young people.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense to think about the support that young people can receive from those kinds of communities. And I find it especially interesting that you're talking about the willingness to share is just as present in online spaces as it is in person. Am I getting that right? Is that,
Well, I think that it depends on the young person and it depends on the space. I don't think
yeah.
that we could, what I would say is just like young people have opportunities to share who they are and what they think in physical spaces, they have similar opportunities to share who they are and what they think in digital spaces. And sometimes teens take up those opportunities and sometimes they don't, both in physical spaces and in digital spaces.
Right. It's a tool, right? It's how the tool is used, whether that leads to good effects or bad, right? But the tool itself is something that can be used in the same way that online or the same way that in-person conversations can be.
Yeah, and also I would say it's both how they use it, but also their experiences in those spaces. So
Yeah.
sometimes we can create a physical space, we can nurture a physical community, an in-person experience with each other that inhibits anyone from sharing who they are.
Right.
And then the same thing, like digital spaces don't always, like sometimes their experiences in those spaces inhibit them. They shut themselves down and they don't feel like sharing who they are. And
Mhm.
so I'm saying it's a lot of people want to say that in person is better than online or something like that. And I want to say both of them create opportunities and challenges for all
Mhm.
people, but specifically young people. And so it's about both how we use the tools and also the experiences that we have in those spaces, which sometimes we can't control.
Yeah.
But there are ways to use it that help us, I think, to have better experiences. And there are ways as adults that we can help young people to have better experiences when we guide them in how to use the tools well. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.